change of displacement with respect to time. The next quantity, again very notable for everyone, acceleration. Initially, where is the body found? The total path traveled by the body, speed, average speed, uniform speed, variable speed. Hello students. In today's session, again, nothing new. All the topics what you have studied in your lower classes prefixed with some actions of cricket. Is it? Yes. Right from Kapil Dev to Brett Lee, I will be calling them to explain the next few concepts of one-dimensional motion. Amazing? Let's not waste time and ask Mr. Kapil Dev, 93 World Cup winning captain, to begin the session. My dear students, in this particular session, I shall be penetrating into the depth of the topics like speed, velocity and acceleration. Again, adane heliddu, whatever you have learnt in your lower classes now is very well explained by Mr. Kapil Dev and by Mr. Brett Lee. Fine. Now, I start my discussion by trying to understand what is speed. People who play cricket faced the bowling attacks would better understand what is speed. If you have faced an Alan Donald, a Kapil Dev, a Roser Binney, you will come to know there is some difference in the speed with which they deliver the ball. Alan Donald, extremely fearful, intense. Madan Lal, more with swing. Pace comes down, speed comes down. Then what is speed, my dear students? We say it is defined as rate of change. Gamansiyali, please to take that word in mind. Speed is defined as rate of change. Please do keep in mind now, any change with respect to time is what is defined as rate. So the moment I am using the word rate, it means change with respect to time. So speed is defined as the rate of change of distance or path length. Rate of change of distance or path length. Previous session nodidvi, what was distance, path length. So change in the distance of a body or change in the path length of a body with respect to time is called as speed. It is a scalar. I don't talk too much about that. The next chapter, very clearly, you understand what is a scalar, what is a vector. Now just know it is independent of direction. Speed does not depend upon direction. Why? Because distance does not depend upon direction. And its SI unit is meter per second. So, what is speed, students? It is nothing but distance travelled divided by time taken, or path length divided by time taken, which means it is the change in the path length with respect to time. See, for example, a car covers a distance of 10 kilometers in the first 5 seconds. So traveling from 0 to 5 seconds, sports car and Kolana, it is traveling a distance of 10 kilometers. Next, from the 6th second to the 10th second, it has traveled 40 kilometer distance. Observe Madi, as time has changed, next 5 seconds, distance traveled is more. You say the car has geared up, its speed has increased. So we say speed is nothing but the rate of change of distance or path length divided by time taken. Now, the next concept I study is something called average speed. An average quantity, what I call as average speed. Now, he says it is the ratio of total distance traveled, by a body, which is also total path length to the total time taken to travel that distance. For example, a body starts traveling from Mysuru to Bangalore. I always have enjoyed this ride. Therefore, I consider this example. Mysuru to Bangalore. Initial point 0. First it travels from Mysuru to Mandya, covering a distance of 100 kilometers in 1 hour. In the initial span of its travel, it is traveling from Mysuru to Mandya, 100 kilometers covered, 1 hour. From Mandya, next to Ramnagar, I say, again 100 kilometers, 1 more hour, further span of travel, Mandya to Ramnagar, 100 kilometers, again 1 hour of travel. Finally, from Ramnagar to Bangalore, we have reached our capital, our pride. Again, I say 100 kilometers, 1 more hour of travel. So, what is the average speed attained by the body during this travel? It is nothing but the total distance traveled by the body, the total path traveled by the body, and the total time taken to travel that distance. Therefore, see, any average quantity is represented by a straight line over its head. Average speed, it is total distance traveled by total time taken, or total path length covered by total time taken. Now comes an interesting fact. Uniform speed. Uniform andreno, something which does not change. Very good. Something which remains the same at all instants. Uniform speed. Observe. Now, I have a graph where along x-axis I have plotted time in seconds. Along x-axis, time in seconds is marked. Y-axis, distance traveled in meters. And this graph represents or describes the nature of motion with respect to speed of a moving body. Observe, dear students. Initially, where is the body found? At this point O, which is at the origin, which means initially the body is at rest. Originally there, restally there. Now it starts moving. When it attains 5 seconds, during 5 seconds of its motion, it has traveled a distance of 2 meters. Yavaga, starting from rest, during 5 seconds of its motion, 0 to 5, it has traveled 2 meter distance. Next 5 seconds, 5 to 10, when it has reached the 10th second, it has covered 2 more meters. So 0 to 10, 4 meters aito. Again 5 seconds, it has reached 2 more meters, which means it is traveling equal distances in equal intervals of time. Very clearly the graph shows that the body has covered equal distances in equal intervals of time. However small the time interval is, ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೂ If the body is covering equal distances, then we say it has uniform speed. So, when do you say a body has uniform speed? If it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Therefore, you observe for such type of motion where the body has uniform speed, the graph is a straight line which is passing through the origin. So whenever I talk about uniform speed, do I have something called variable speed, non-uniform speed? Yes. If you observe here, 0 to 5 seconds of motion, distance traveled is 2 meters. 5 to 10, it is somewhere around 3 meters. Andre, the time interval is equal, but the distance traveled is not same, unequal distance. 10 to 15. See again. So here the body is traveling unequal distance referring to equal intervals of time. So this is a case where a body moves with variable speed, non-uniform speed, where it does not cover equal distances but the time interval being equal. Speed, average speed, uniform speed, variable speed. Now, that is the case. The next topic will be extracted by the definitions of the earlier one. See, a fierceful bullet coming out at a brisk pace from a gun. The fastest working gun today is the Italian Uzi. 36 jackets of magazine is shot in 2 seconds. Velocity is high. Sports car, shoemaker, very high velocity. Then what is velocity? Simple. It is displacement by time taken. Rate of change of displacement with respect to time. This depends on direction. Therefore, we say it is a vector quantity. Speed, distance by time, velocity, displacement by time, rate of change of displacement is what is called velocity. And all through in this chapter, I am discussing linear velocity, because velocity of a rotating body which executes something called circular motion, angular velocity is different. Fine. Now what is average velocity? It has to be total displacement divided by total time taken. Average speed ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? Total distance traveled by total time taken. Average velocity ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? V bar, average velocity, total displacement divided by total time taken. When do you say uniform velocity? If the body covers equal displacement in equal intervals of time. Everything related to speed, but in terms of displacement. So we say a body has uniform velocity if it covers equal displacement in equal intervals of time. Then unequal velocity when it covers unequal displacements in equal intervals of time. The next quantity, again very notable for everyone, acceleration. The charm of Australian cricket. The pacerman as ever, man of accelerating cricket ball, Brett Lee. So what is acceleration? Velocity kintlu jasti irodu. That means it is change in velocity with respect to time. So velocity divided by time is called acceleration. Rate at which velocity goes on increasing or decreasing with respect to time. So we say it is the rate of change of velocity. And its SI unit is meter per second square. Deceleration, which is also called retardation. You have seen pace bowlers sometimes to buff batsmen, suddenly they decrease the velocity or speed of the ball. ಅದನ್ನೇ deceleration or retardation ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. It is negative acceleration, reduction in acceleration. It has all features of acceleration, otherwise it is decrease in acceleration. So my dear students, in this session I believe by pace bowlers, my concepts of cricket have understood or made you all understand the various topics on speed, velocity and acceleration. Go through them, thoroughly analyze. The next session, these points become a key feature. We'll return back. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.